Hey everybody, welcome back to another video. Today we'll be doing a little bit more coaching. Now, Rocket League is a difficult game. There's dozens of things to learn, practice, and execute, both in-game and in training. Things like mechanics, rotation, and communication are all key aspects to being a good player. But I'm not here to talk about those. I'm here to talk about something that seems to get frequently overlooked by coaches and players alike. I'm talking about momentum. What is momentum in Rocket League, you might ask, and how does it affect the game? Well, momentum is the speed at which you travel around the field, obviously, but what you might not know is that momentum is a key aspect to winning. For example, let's look at some professional gameplay here. As you can see, there's very little stoppage. Players are constantly in motion. The speed of play is really high. Now, let's look at, some gold gameplay. This is the average Rocket League player's rank, so that seems reasonable. As you can see here, there is a lot of hesitation. Brakes are constantly tapped, and the speed of play is low. Momentum is a key factor in games, many times keeping you from your next rank. Okay, now that I've shown you what momentum is, let me tell you how you can improve it. I'll break this up into a few different parts: wave dashing, half flipping, decision making, and boost management. All of these are important for maintaining momentum. Even just learning the key aspects of each of these areas will greatly improve your speed of play, and in return, it'll make you more successful on the field and in game. Okay, so let's start with part 1, wave dashing. A lot of you probably already know how to do this. It's a relatively simple mechanic. For those of you who don't know how to do this, this is a vital mechanic, a must-have for higher level games. Doing a wave dash is simple. It starts with a simple single jump. You then want to pull your car slightly back, almost as if you're going for a very shallow aerial. Then you want to let your car fall to the ground, and as it falls you want to flick your left stick forward and hit jump again. Doing this correctly, you'll gain a boost of speed as though you've performed a front flip. This can be done in many situations: off the wall, on the ground, in recovery. It's very versatile and very important. Okay, let's move on to part 2, half flipping. Half flipping is the other vital mechanic used in higher level gameplay. You see pros do this all the time, and a lot of higher ranked players perform this mechanic consistently. It's mostly used to recover back to defense, and its primary function is to quickly turn you around without having to awkwardly spin in a semicircle. Doing a half flip is simple, but it can be a bit confusing for the first time you try it. First, you want to start by doing a backflip, but first you have to flip cancel that backflip. You do this by pulling the left stick back and clicking jump twice, which is how you do a backflip. Then right after you perform this, you'll want to flick the stick up in the opposite direction as you had it before. After doing this, you need to air roll left or right. That's kind of a preference thing. That way you land on your wheels. If you're a bit confident, you can also throw in some boost while air rolling to gain more speed. If this seems a little complicated, start a little more simply. Instead of flip canceling, try just doing a simple jump and then rotating your car in the air backwards. It'll give you the same result as a normal half flip, just a lot slower. If you guys have any questions or issues with this, let me know in the comments and I'll try and help you out. Alright, now that the more mechanical stuff is out of the way, let's talk about the things you can do mentally to improve your gameplay. First, let's start with boost management. Now, this can be considered a mechanic by some, but I think it's more of a mental thing, as you need to decide when to go for boost and learn where the boost pads are. Let's take a look at a simple Rocket League field from a top view. We can clearly see where the big boost pads are and where the smaller ones are. The big boosts are on the corners. We'll talk about them in a minute. For now, let's talk about the smaller ones. The small boost pads give you 12 boost apiece. While that may not sound like a lot, it actually is. With just 24 boosts, aka 2 boost pads, you can get all the way to the crossbar of the net. That brings me to my main point. Small boost pads are important. Don't neglect them. In the lower ranks, a lot of players decide to only go for the big boost pads on the corners. This results in taking themselves out of the play, and oftentimes leads to a goal for the other team. However, if you keep yourself to the small boost pads, you'll find yourself in position far more often. Let me highlight a couple of different good small boost paths you can use to keep yourself in rotation. The first one is what I like to call the circuit. It goes all the way around the middle of the map. I like to use this when either pushing forward or rotating back to defend. The second one I like is the center, aka the circle. This is for middle boost, mostly when looking for a pass or trying to challenge the ball. The last major one I want to focus on is actually in two places. This is what I like to call the ring, which is around the goal box of either goal. Super important for defending or attacking, as it allows you to stay in position while maintaining a high boost count. Okay, let's talk about the big boosts for a second. Obviously, they are important too. So the real question is, when do you go for the big boost? The best times I find to go for the big boost is off of kickoff, when rotating left or right for a passing play, or when rotating back post for defense. There are, of course, other times when going for the big boost is fine, but the key thing to remember is don't prioritize boost over ball. Go for the big boost if it's in your path of rotation, but avoid going across the map or all the way back to your own goal just to get some boost. Oh, and also just a quick tip. Don't continue boosting if you're already going supersonic. You will waste boost if you do that, as you can't go any faster than supersonic. Okay, let's get to the final portion of this video, which would be decision making. Arguably the most important concept here, decision making is important to any game, and oftentimes making a mistake in this category will lead to a goal for the other team. Now, unlike some of the other things here, decision making isn't something you can just learn in a week. It, like most things in Rocket League, takes time. But there are a few things that you can do to help you learn this quicker. So step one would be watch your replays. Check yourself for mistakes. Took too long to challenge an opponent? Watch and learn from it. And the next time you find yourself in that situation, apply what you've learned, and don't make the same mistake twice. If you find yourself constantly hesitant, try figuring out why you're indecisive. Are you afraid of losing a challenge? Not confident in your mechanics? Instead of remaining hesitant, figure out why you're slow to the ball, and work to improve upon it. It'll make you faster in game, and honestly you'll feel a lot better about your gameplay. Overall, I think momentum is overlooked in Rocket League. It's something that separates the good players from the casual ones, and can be seen throughout statistics in each rank. Momentum plays a major role in making a good Rocket League player, and through learning these different parts of keeping good momentum, you'll be sure to see a difference in your gameplay. That's all I have for you guys. As always, thank you so much for watching, and please be sure to subscribe, and comment if you have any questions. Thanks, and I'll see you next time.